Welcome back to another edition of Let's Talk About It. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about remote support and what it can do for your business. So James, obviously you and I both use remote support tools all the time to access clients and resolve issues quickly. What does that really mean for the client, and how does that help their business?
Well, I don't know about you, but I have a minimum of half hour of travel time if I have to go on site somewhere. So
You
that
drive slow?
I'm a very slow driver. Lots of traffic, construction. So that combined with minimum on-site time, like we're not going to go to a place and do 15 minutes of work. That would be a little bit wasteful. We'll ask our customers to accumulate a list of things that they want us to do. So typically it's an hour visit on site plus the travel time. That gets costly if you only have a few things to get done.
And especially if I need something done now.
Now. Yeah, I can't wait for you to drive here from the other end of Ottawa or Montreal or whatever it might be. So of course, remote access tools are the next best thing, right? They've been around forever. Remote desktop built into Windows. You can use that almost any time. There's other tools, of course, that we use. But the benefit of these is obviously the main one is we don't have to go to your site, and we can also do 15-minute increments, let's say. We're not billing you that minimum 1 hour to come on site. We can just connect and do the work that needs to be done, and as you said, almost instantly.
So
right?
it's less costly for the client, but they get immediate service, the feeling of having someone there at all times.
And the benefit is
cost.
someone's not making you get out of your chair so they can work on your computer. You can stay at your desk. You can do other things while we do our work. But frequently they're on the phone with the technician, and the technician connects and is, can you show me what you're talking about live? So I think that's pretty beneficial to them. There are some other features that these software have. We'll call it the remote access agents. They'll have little tools where we can see what's happening with the processes of the computer. We can start and restart things. We can shut things down. There's a bunch of things we can do remote. I think you guys also use it to push out other software and upgrades and such.
We do, yeah. We will use it to verify patching and to push patches out. The nice thing about that is there are a lot of things you can do behind the scenes, so you're not at all disturbing the client. They can, to be honest, in a lot of cases, continue working, and you're able to look in behind the scenes on their system and find out what the problem is.
Yeah. Now we've heard people say, I'm not sure I want to have an agent running on my computer where you can get in anytime. What would you say to that? How would you make them feel better about that?
You can do various things with that. If the client wants, we can set it up so we have to ask them, and it prompts them, and they allow us in. So there are lots of ways around that. Certainly the benefits to it running there at all times far outweigh any issues, because we are able to get a lot of information on the machine, which really benefits the client because we can react to things very quickly, and we see what's happening so that we can deal with it in a proactive manner instead of reacting to big problems.
And a lot of the time the customers forget what they might have done. We'll have a change log that'll show us what's been installed recently on the computer. It'll show us other things that have happened recently, what kind of crashes. Obviously the event viewer, we can use a regular Windows environment. The other thing would be that, if we did set it up so that there's a prompt, asking permission to connect to your computer. If you went for lunch, let's say, and forgot to let us get in, then we couldn't do our work, while you're doing other things.
Right.
So typically we try to prompt the customers, just let us, it would be very bad for business if we were connecting to computers without permission. So
right.
We make sure that we always get permission before we connect,
We do so much work remotely that we're very used to that, and I think it's really beneficial for the client because it's a much lower cost. It means that it's very immediate in most cases, so you're not waiting for someone. So the pros far outweigh any cons there are to it.
And typically there's no extra cost for these, right? Like I'm throwing them in, as part of our service contract that we're going to put a remote access software on your computer and allow us to manage your machines properly. So they don't have to worry about that. I think maybe we could name some of the most popular ones that people might have heard of that, when they're searching, they understand what we're talking about. There's TeamViewer, there's SplashTop. There's a few of them out there, but they all basically do the same thing. You're also able to record the session, right? So it looks like, you guys connected and broke something else. You can actually show the proof that this is all that we did.
And there's a chat window, so you can keyboard chat back and forth with the client to get information. So that's usually very helpful. Plus,
file transfer.
Yeah, you can do file transfers back and forth from a client machine if they need to be able to send you something.
Yeah, very handy.
Other things you can do with it are to easily restart a machine. And you don't even need the user there to do that.
That's true.
So
yeah,
it's
kind of part of one of those managed packages that we've been talking about.
Right.
You'd want to have this in there. It's all included, and it just makes it so much easier for us to do our job and more quickly, so that the customer doesn't have to wait. So there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed this session of Let's Talk About It, and we hope to see you next week.